Hello and welcome back to Ganesh Institute. So today we are going to discuss about composition of fuzzy sets. So we can be asked various composition like maximum minimum, maximum product, maximum average, minimax, and so on and so forth. So how can we find those composition? So that's the point. So firstly, let's read out what is the question. Let R and S be binary relations and the space in which they are defined are xxy and yxz. We have two matrices MR and MS for R and S relations, which are given as this, and we have to find out various composition. Okay. Now, before going ahead, do you remember matrices? So let's say if I have a matrix having element A11, A12, A21, A22, and another matrix which is A11, let's say it is capital A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23. Can you see that this matrix is of order 2 rows 2 column and B matrix is of order 2 rows 3 columns, right? So this element is giving us the value of first row, first column, A11. This element is in first row, second column, and this goes like this, okay? Now, when it comes to the multiplication, if I ask you to multiply, you know what happens? Multiplication can only be possible if we have to multiply AB, then the first matrix, the column of first matrix should be the same as the row of second matrix. Then we can say the resultant matrix will be having order 2 by 3, right? So we will say that first row, first column, that is A11, A11 plus A12, A21 will be the multiplication for first element. Then because we have 2 rows and 3 columns, right? So this is first column, second column, third column will come up here, right? So second one will be first row, second column. So first row is this A11, A12, and second column is A12, A22, and so on. You can simply find out rest of the elements, correct? Now, why did I explain all those things? Let me tell you. So let's say we have to find out maxima minima composition of the given matrices, okay, the fuzzy composition. So what is given to us? 0.7, 0.5, 0.8, 0.4, 0.9, 0.6, 0.2, 0.1, 0.7, 0.5, right? So these are two matrices given to us. When we have to find out maxima minima, so again just check this out. How many elements will this matrix will be having? So you can see that we have 2 rows and 2 columns here. So 2 by 2 is the order, and here 2 rows, 3 columns. So 2 by 3 is the order. So we can say that new matrix will be having what? 2 rows, 3 columns, right? 2 rows and 3 columns. Correct. So what can be the element? Now, for first element, first row, first column, first row, second column, first row, third column, second row, first column, second row, second column, second row, third column, right? So let's find out firstly this one. So for A11, we have to find out because the composition is maxima minima. So we'll keep maxima outside and then we will keep minima inside. Okay. Minima of what? When we are saying 1, 1, that means first row, first column. So first row, first column, you can see here. This is first row This is first column. So 0.7 and 0.9, 0.5 and 0.1, right? So I'll write maxima minima of 0.7, 0.9, and the second pair is minima of 0.5, 0.1. Are you getting what I'm trying to say here? We have to find out maxima minima composition. So maxima outside, and rest we have to find out first row, first column, that is the element for minima. So tell me, what is the minimum value out of these two? 0.7. What is the minimum value for 0.5 and 0.1? 0.1. Now what is the composition? Maximum. So maximum out of these two is what? 0.7. So that means our first element is 0.7. Correct? So we will write it here. 0.7. Okay. Next, A12. So for A12, we have to find out a maxima of minima of first row, second column. So we have first row 0.7, 0.5 and second column 0.6, 0.7, right? So 0.7 will be paired up with 0.6, 0.5 with 0.7, right? So let's write it. So minima of first pair 0.7, 0.6, and then minima of 0.5, 0.7. Correct? So tell me, what is the minimum out of these two? 0.6. Minimum out of these two? 0.5. Maximum out of these two? 0.6. So our second element, first row, second element, this element becomes 0.6. So I'm writing here 0.6, right? Now first row, third column. For first row, third column, we have to find out maxima of minima of first row, third column. So first row, third column is what? You can see we have first row, third column, that is 0.7 will be paired up with 0.2 and 0.5 with 0.5, right? So let's write it down. So we have minima of 0.7, 0.2, and second pair is minima of 0.5, 0.5. Now tell me again the same concept. Minimum out of these two, 0.2. Minimum out of these two are equal, 0.5, 0.5. So we can write simply 0.5. What is the maximum out of these two? 0.5. So my first row, third column element is 0.5. What is it? 0.5. Let me write it down. Okay. Next, second row, first column. So for second row, first column, what we are going to do? Maxima of minima of second row, first column, then minima of second row, first column, right? What are the elements in second row, first column? So it is second row, first column, that is 0.8 is with 0.9. This is 9, okay? 0.54 with 0.1, correct? So because we are considering second row, first column, so we will consider 0.8, 0.9, 0.4, 0.1. Okay, let's jot it down. 0.9, 0.8, 0.9, and then minimum of 0.4, 0.1. Now tell me, what is the minimum out of these? 0.8. What is the minimum out of these? 0.1. Then what is the maximum? What is the maximum? It is 0.8. Correct? So my second row, first column is 0.8. Let me write it here. This has become 0.8. Now similarly you can do it for rest of the elements. Would you be able to do it? Yeah? Then that will be our maximum minimum. Okay, now the second composition was asked. What was the second composition? Maximum product, right? So now we have to find out the product and need to do the maxima. Firstly, this is the inner composition, this is the outer one, okay? So firstly find out the product and then do maxima. Okay, again I'm writing down the elements. Elements are 0.7, 0.5, 0.8, 0.4, and here for next matrix 0.9, 0.6, 0.2, 0.1, 0.7, 0.5. Okay, so I need to again find out, because this is 2 by 2 order matrix, 2 by 3. So again the composition will be having 2 rows and 3 columns. Correct? So first is A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23. Okay, this is the standard matrix so that we cannot forget any of the elements. That's why we are having it. Okay, now we have to find out maximum product, right? So that means maxima for A11, we have maxima of first row, first column, right? So what are first row, first columns for us? Okay, this is first row and this is first column. So we need to find out the product of 0.7 goes with 0.9 and 0.5 with 0.1. So do the product here. What is the product? 0.7 and 0.9, then 0.5 and 0.1. Okay, so that means maximum of what? This is 9 sevens are 63.63 and this is 0.05. So tell me, what's the maxima out of these two? 0.63. So I'll write here in the matrix when you will finalize the answer 0.63. Similarly, you can find the rest of all, right? Then the next composition we are asked for, which one? Maximum average. So now we will find out firstly the average of the elements. If it is A11, we'll find out the average of first row, first column, and then we'll do the maxima. So let's try it out. So we have to find out maximum average composition, right? Again, the elements, if I write 0.7, 0.9, 0.8, 0.4, and then 0.9, 0.6, 0.2, 0.1, 0.7, 0.5. Okay, so we have to find out the maximum average. So again, because it is a 2 by 2 matrix, 2 by 3 matrix, we will be having A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, 2 by 3 matrix. Okay. Okay, so if you can see, firstly average of 1, 1. This is first row, first column. So average of 0.7 with 0.9, average of 0.9 and with 0.1. Okay. So let's try. So A11 will be maxima of average of first row, first column. So 0.7, 0.9. You know what is average? It is mean. So mean is sum of observation upon total. We have two elements here. I mean two values. So we are dividing it by 2. Then, so first row, first column. 0.7 with 0.9. And this is 0.5. Yes, it is 0.5 in the question. So this is 0.5 with 0.1. Okay. So what's the value? Maximum of 9 and 7, 16. 1.6 by 2, 0.6 by 2. So this is maximum of 0.8 and this is 0.3. Which is maximum? 0.8. So we'll write here the first element becomes 0.8. If it would have been asked for the minimum value, then we could have done accordingly, right? Then the last composition which question is asking for is which one? It is asking us to find out minimax. So that means maximum value. Firstly find out maximum, then do the minima. That is the converse of first, right? So for minimax, what I'm doing, again first row first element, okay, but outer composition is mini of maximum of first row first column, right? So first row first column, again can you see, this is first row first column, 0.7 goes with 0.9 and 0.5 with 0.1, okay. So I'm writing here a maximum of 0.7, 0.9 and here 0.5 with 0.1. Now tell me, which one is maximum here? 0.9. Which one is maximum here? 0.5. What's the minima? 0.5. So my first element for this will be having, because the composition will be having 2 rows, 3 columns. So first element is 0.5. Rest of the elements you can find on your own. So I'm hoping that you are clear with this thing, and if so, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Till my next video, take care of yourself. Bye bye.